The House of Representatives has expressed concern over food insecurity, rising food prices and economic challenges of the country. This concern was raised during the inauguration of the National Legislative Network on Nutrition and Food Security held by the House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security in Abuja on Tuesday. Speaking at the event, Speaker of the House Suleiman Abbas stated that the event shows the nation's commitment to address food and nutritional issues. Correspondent Nabuchi Nabuchi sent in this report.
Represented by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, they acknowledged the sufferings of Nigerians due to high food cost and declining nutritional standards, urging Nigerians to support government's effort to finding solution to the food crisis. He said the government policies will yield positive results in the future.
This makes the involvement of the state assemblies in this initiative encouraging and a step in the right direction. Accordingly, I urge this committee to expand further by soliciting the support and collaborations of all the relevant stakeholders in the private and development sectors, civil society organizations, faith-based groups to achieve greater results in the overall interest of our country. We must build partnerships to end hunger and economic hardship in our country.
Honorable Chike Okafor, chairman of the House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, emphasized that malnutrition and food insecurity pose a significant threat to Nigeria's socio-economic development, exacerbating the burden on ordinary citizens due to worsening inflation. While Debo Ogundoyin, Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly and chairman of the Conference of Speakers, stressed the importance of prioritizing food security and nutrition for the well-being of citizens.
Between the last time we met in Owerri, where we had our expansive retreat that attracted about 26 speakers of the House of Assembly in Nigeria and almost all the development partners. Between then May 2nd and 4th, where we had that outing in Owerri, the food insecurity in Nigeria has worsened. There is, however, cause for optimism. The optimism we share stems from the fact that for the first time, attempts to tackle malnutrition and food insecurity will have a legislative push.
As we inaugurate the National Legislative Network on Nutrition and Food Security, we affirm once again our commitment to working collectively towards a common goal, the eradication of malnutrition and the promotion of food security across our great nation. Of course, we understand that this is a very challenging prospect to actually eradicate it, considering the statistics and the data that we've heard today, Nigeria being the number one deprived country in the whole of Africa.
The food crisis in the country is viewed as a bane of unity and progress. Minister of Health and Social Welfare Professor Ali Pate and other government functionaries at the event emphasized the need for collective action to address malnutrition, a key pillar of President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
As well as endemic mass poverty in many parts of our country, compounding what the chair mentioned as impact of climate change on food systems and wastage of food, urbanization that is accelerating, that is dislocating people from where they farm to where their entitlement to the food itself is limited, and role of women in society and in our economies, and insecurity, of course, in many parts of our country.
A central issue in the delivery of nutrition and food security is the resource constraint. And coincidentally, like I said earlier, the Deputy Speaker and the Minister of Agriculture, who was very welcome, and I were coming from an African Development Bank program on developing bankable business plans for women and youth in agriculture. The federal government, through the National Council on Nutrition, which is chaired by His Excellency the Vice President of Nigeria, and saddled at the Secretariat of the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, and stakeholders are partnering to provide solutions for the malnutrition crisis in Nigeria.
We also know that almost 50% of the population today is either under pressure or is food insecure, which means they don't know where their next meal is coming from. Why is this critical? This is critical because malnutrition has an impact on growth, not just physical, but also cognitive. And potentially, that child who is malnourished is twice as likely to face death as a well-nourished child. So as a nation, it is about saving lives and also investing in the human capital of the country.
Nutrition and food security are constitutional responsibilities, requiring increased investment from all three tiers of government. Stakeholders here want government to prevent and alleviate suffering, citing banditry, kidnapping and policy framework as contributing factors to malnutrition and food crisis, which must be resolved for there to be food security.